For stores with vendors that may charge them a monthly rental fee, Ricochet now has the ability to automatically do that within a consignor account. Now, if you do have a vendor-based store that does offer booth rent, most times you may have been going into the action section under bulk credit adjustment and then doing a monthly credit adjustment. And really the idea is that we want to separate these features, where this is more intended for a one-off or yearly or biannually fee rather than a monthly rent deduction. And it's just going to be an easier process for the store. So to start out with, you need to go to the Preferences section, then go to Admin, and then scroll down to the bottom in the Preference Toggle section and toggle on Automatic Vendor Booth Rent, and just make sure to click Save. Now, what will happen is if you go into a consignor's account or create a consignor's account, at the very bottom, you're going to have a booth rent field. So here you can go ahead and add in their booth rent. So start out with the amount, and unlike the bulk credit adjustment or credit adjustment fields, you don't have to worry about putting in a negative number. Even if you do it out of habit, the system will still correct it, so it's not a double negative to become a positive. It's just going to go ahead and deduct whatever number you put into this field. Next, you'll have the frequency section, and this is how you're going to bill the person or automatically deduct funds every month. And there's going to be a couple of different options available. You can have the option of every day or a specific day of the month. And by clicking that, you'll have an option to click a drop down. Here you're going to have options up to day 28. And the reason being is that the 28th day is consistent across all months. But if that's not going to fly, then what you can do is click every 30 days and essentially just start the payment date, or click every last day of the month. In case you always bill them on the last day, this will automatically do that. So if you do have any questions or a little confused about this process, or just want to say, hey, how do I charge them on this date? We're happy to help. I think for most stores, they normally charge at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month. So we'll just say for this instance, we're going to charge this person $250 on the third day of every month. Now, once we go ahead and click Update, that's going to save that booth deduction inside of their account. Now, if you do have multiple stores and have those vendors in multiple stores, there are going to be a couple of options for you. The first is you will see the Stores drop-down menu, and here you can choose one or multiple stores where you would like to charge them this rent amount. Now, if the situation is you might have two different rents for each store the vendor is in, then you would just go click New Booth Rent, put in the amount, once again putting in the frequency, and just assigning that store to that booth amount. And of course, once again, clicking Update. Now, once the rent gets deducted, it will show up the same way it did when it was a bulk credit adjustment. It'll just show up with rent in parentheses and the date that it was charged within their consignor payout. It will also have the ability of clicking the red trash can to delete that in case a mistake gets made. If the vendor is also using the Ricochet Go app, they can receive notifications regarding when their rent gets charged. And that would be something that you could choose to turn on or off within the notification section under Preferences.